I'm so happy you're here. We have a lot of reviewing today to finish up this cycle. Get yourself ready. Like I said, we'll be reviewing. We'll look at decoding, fluency, and spelling. This is Module 2, Cycle 12, Lesson 60.
Materials.
Go ahead and have your paper and pencil ready so that you're prepared for the review. Follow along with the first learning target. I can review the sound spelling patterns from cycles 9 through 12, adding suffixes to CVC words, the 1-1-1 doubling rule, suffix ed, making t, d, and id sounds, long u and oo spelled o-o, o-u, u-i, u-e, and e-w, and shun spelled T-I-O-N and S-I-O-N. That's a lot to remember, but I know you're up for the challenge. The second learning target says, I can apply what I've learned to read and write words in isolation and in text.
Transition song.
Do you know why we learn to read, learn to read, learn to read? Do you know why we learn to read? It's a great question indeed. Do you know why we learn to spell, learn to spell, learn to spell? Do you know why we learn to spell? Let's come together and tell.
Word work.
Like our learning target said, we have so much to review. We'll use this chart to keep us organized. The first patterns we'll look at are the 1-1-1 doubling rule and that magic E rule with suffixes. In this box, you'll see 3 words. The top word says hop. I hear 1 syllable, 1 short vowel sound, and I see 1 consonant P at the end. That tells me to double that final consonant before adding the suffix. I then see hopping and hopped. In my next box, it looks so similar. This time, the top word has a magic E. It doesn't say hop, it says hope. We know with the magic E, before adding a suffix, we drop that E and then add the suffix. So these words say hoping and hoped. Next, we learned about our long U vowel teams, and there were tons. We had UE, like in blue, making the oo sound, and OO, like mood, making the oo sound. Then we had a long U pattern, EW, like flu, and UI, like juice. Finally, we've learned about the shun pattern this cycle. We had TION, like question, action, connection, and SION, like in mission, decision, and confusion. That's a lot to remember, so I'll give you a moment here to look over these patterns.
Transition song.
Now it's time to spell and decode to show what we're learning. It's time to spell and decode to show what we've learned.
Word work.
Okay, for this review, we will first start with decoding. I will have some words appear on your screen. Read it the best you can based on the spelling patterns we've learned together. At the end of the list, we'll review them together. Try each one here. Okay, how did you do? Did you get tune, spew, tipping, fruit, value, mention, version? Amazing job. Here, we'll do the same thing, but with some of the high frequency words we've been practicing. Read each one as they appear. How'd you do here? You should have read place, through, where's, good, and they'll. Great job.
Fluency.
Here comes the fluency review. I'm listening to hear you read this first passage, showing smooth reading with meaning and expression at just the right speed. Try it with this one. I'd like to eat my soup with a spoon, but it is too hot. If you did well with that one, try this second passage. Go ahead. The whole bag of fruit needs to be scrubbed. Then we'll join the rest of the group to visit the new place down the street. This is an action-packed day. Great job with your fluency. Give yourself a pat on the back.
Writing.
Now it's time for our writing review. I'll say each word and then use it in a sentence. Your job will be to write down the word that you hear using our spelling patterns we've been practicing. The first word is begging. My dog was begging for a treat. Next is proof. Show me the proof that it works. Proof. The next word is reusing. I am reusing this jar for salsa. Reusing. And this last word is invention. Her invention changed the world. Look over all 4 words that you've written. Check your spelling. Here comes the list. Go ahead and check your work. What patterns were tough for you? Did you remember that 1-1-1 doubling rule? That prefix in reusing? We'll practice some more writing now by writing a sentence. I'll read the sentence aloud a few times and you'll write it on your paper. She'd like to go digging in the yard if it isn't too cold. Go ahead and write it out. She'd like to go digging in the yard if it isn't too cold. She'd like to go digging in the yard if it isn't too cold. Keep trying. Here comes the sentence so that you can check it. Take a look at how you did. I hope you remembered to start with a capital letter and end with a period. You also had some homophones, some contractions, and that 1-1-1 doubling rule. Way to stick with it. I'm proud of you.
Closing reflection.
How does getting feedback from an assessment help us set goals? Checking your work as you work through the review, how does that help push you forward? And how does setting goals help us become more proficient readers and writers? Goals always should help you push forward and challenge yourself to get better. Thanks for sharing with me. Excellent reading and writing today. Keep up all of your hard work. You have finished a whole second module. You should be so proud of yourself and everything you've accomplished. I've loved working with you. I'll see you again soon.